Welcome everyone. The topic we are going to be talking today is a big and a rising concern. According to American Society of Safety Engineering, in 2008 it's been reported more than 5,000 car accidents in which teenagers were killed. American Institute for Safety in Transportation reported the data from 1999 to 2005, in which the lowest number of deaths was in 2005 with a number of 5,299, and in 2005 it was the highest number of data, and in 2002 it would be the highest number of data with a number of 6,299. Overall, 41% of all population, out of 41%, this is the teenagers who were killed in a car accident every year. The data reported from 2004. So the teenager can be very exciting stage, at the same time it can be very dangerous. And the topic we are going to be talking today, the habits and risky behavior during adolescence contribute to a higher rate in a motor vehicle accident. There are two main points I'll try to bring in during this presentation. The one is going to be habits and risky behavior, and the other one is going to be just how the ways that we can contribute and the way how can we decrease the rate. There's such a high rate of motor vehicle accidents during adolescence. But before we are going to be talking about habits and risky behavior, I have to bring to your attention the developmental stages, because teenagers are a little bit different from the rest of the world. Let's take a look at physiological stage. Our brain contains gray matter, and the gray matter unfortunately is not developed until late adulthood, and the ability for planning, reasoning, and control impulsivity is not developed until early adulthood. Psychosocial stage, all of us went through this stage, all of us were teenagers, so they still developing themselves, they're seeking for identity, they are searching in the world, they're just trying to find their ways out. So let's take a look exactly on the habits and risky behaviors. So specifically that would contribute to a high rate in motor vehicle accidents. So it would be impaired driving, which is a driving with under alcohol influence or under drugs influence. Reckless driving, inexperience, having another friend in the car is a major factor, and electronics. Electronics would be cell phone, text messaging, and CD players. Let's take a look at statistics reported by US Today in 2007. So close to 60% would be friend in the car. Between 50 and 51% it would be text messages and cell phone use, and under the influence, which is a drug related or alcohol related cases, between 12 and 15%. So looking at this data and risky behavior, how can we help? Community help would be aimed toward adolescents' attitude toward drinking and driving and safe behaviors. And such a study was conducted with the Institute for Safety in the state of Ohio, and it actually brought very positive result with increasing the seatbelt safety and other safety measures. According to American Academy of Pediatrics of 2006, parents can play a key role in child educations. So the points that they brought up would be monitor driving, control access to the vehicle, and it would be encourage safe driving habits. I would also add that parents have to be a huge and positive role model for their children, and also set a limit at a certain time, and with a way of reward, just encourage children toward safety driving behaviors. So as we taking into consideration all the data that we discussed, plus the risky habits of teenagers and the developmental stage, can we conclude that our children is at risk? Yes, we can. So with average age right now, licensed unsupervised, you can drive at 14 and a half in South Dakota, and at 17 years old in New Jersey with average of 16 years of age over the US. So unfortunately the topic is very complex, and it's required more knowledge, more research, and more understanding of physiological, psychological, and developmental stages our adolescents. However, they're the things that we have to think about. There's the questions that we have to ask. Does the government need to implement stricter rules? So there's all the questions we have to keep in mind when we're raising our children. And the other point I would make that the changes that we are going to be making today will affect the safety of our children in the future. Will you have any questions? Yes. please.
Yes, can you tell me the highest states maybe recorded of a death rate between teenagers and vehicle accidents?
According to Institute of Safety, it would be Montana, Mississippi, and Arkansas.
Thank you.
Would be the highest. Yes?
Yes, can you tell me, like, between male or female, what the higher rate is between deaths?
The data that I'm aware of, it would be the male would be higher, the rate would be higher during driving and drinking, driving at night time, and having another friend in the car.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you everyone for coming.